for 3 hours, and specifically 30 minutes, was not the best basketball team in the world. Dynasties are hard to beat, right? My theories when it comes to sports, dynasties beat very good teams. Michael Jordan's Bulls beat a very good Utah Jazz team, and a very good Gary Payton, Sean Kemp Sonics team, and a very good Blazer team. And they beat a lot of very good Knicks teams and Pacer teams. Dynasties beat very good teams. But last night it was different. The very good team beat the dynasty. And there's a way to beat dynasties. Doesn't matter the sport. Doesn't matter if it's football. Doesn't matter if it's soccer. Doesn't matter if it's basketball. Dynasties win a lot, and they win big a lot, and they're often comfortable. The way to beat a dynasty is make them uncomfortable, because they so rarely are. Being a dynasty is like being rich. You got a pool guy and a landscaper guy, and you got that guy driving you there and that guy driving you. Yeah, very comfortable life. That's what a dynasty is. Houston lost the previous game by 41, trailed 12-0 to start this one. They called a timeout. I don't know what happened in that huddle, but I know this: for the next 2 hours, Houston played harder. Houston was angrier. Houston would not be denied. Houston was tougher. Houston was better on the glass. Houston was the better basketball team. Houston was the best basketball team in the world for the last 2 hours of that game last night. Stronger, tougher. There was a 4-minute blip when Steph Curry did what Steph Curry did. But even after that, Steph Curry, 11 points in 90 seconds, Oracle's exploding, the announcers going crazy. Even after all that, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, you look up and you're like, oh, Houston's still in this thing. Chris Paul hits a 3, chipping away, down to 8. Now it's 7, now it's 5, now it's 3, Yes, Golden State did what Golden State does, especially in the third quarter. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Oracle, announcers, crazy. And you looked up and you're like, oh, they're not down 17. They're not down 24. They're down 9. Oh, Chris Paul they're down 7. Listen, man, this is what the New York Giants did to the New England Patriots 18-0 team. That team had 3 games where they were uncomfortable all year. One of them in Week 13 against Baltimore and Ray Lewis made Tom Brady uncomfortable, should have lost. Then in Week 17 in the Super Bowl, the New York Giants did the same. Made Tom Brady uncomfortable. Took him out of his rhythm. Dynasties are usually in rhythm. They're more skilled. You got to make them uncomfortable. The Golden State Warriors are a high-performance sports car, and the Rockets took them off-roading last night. Took them up in the hills. Took them all over the bumps. Said, here we go. This is a wrestling match. Even inbounds plays. 16 turnovers for the Warriors. I mean, go look at that fourth quarter. 1 assist for Golden State. So frazzled they couldn't get the timeouts right. Where did Kevin Durant go? Took 2 awful shots. Steve Kerr probably should have called a timeout. They were confused. Even inbounds plays were totally disrupted. Now the question becomes, can Houston do this again? Can they play that hard? Can they play that tough? Can P.J. Tucker at 6'5" get 16 rebounds? Can Kevin Durant be that lost? Will Klay Thompson disappear? I don't know. I doubt it. But for 2 hours after that timeout down 12-0, the best basketball player team in the world was not the Golden State Warriors. Best basketball team in the world for 2 hours last night was Houston. And they did what you got to do to beat a dynasty. Take them off-road. Dynasties are more skilled. Dynasties are comfortable. They're like wealthy people. They got somebody doing this, very rarely uncomfortable. That was uncomfortable. And Golden State was completely out of their comfort zone. I remember watching that Tom Brady Giants Super Bowl. First play of the game, Giants, 6-yard loss for New England. And I'm like, man, every single play New England is rushed, hurried, stopped. That's what I watched last night. It was effort. You go look at the box score in the fourth quarter. Oh, my God. That's not because Golden State doesn't have 4 Hall of Famers. That is a team that is completely emotionally and physically out of sorts. Not sure they can do it again, but for 2 hours, best team in the world was the Houston Rockets. Let me segue to this. When you're best at anything, there's a lot of pressure. right? If you're the best dentist in a town, and people talk about you, oh, you got to get your teeth done at Dr. Williams. That guy is the best. There is a pressure to being great. LeBron James plays tonight. There's a pressure for him to perform. Now, a lot of people argue, especially at this time of the year when Kevin Durant's scoring a bunch of points, well, he is every bit LeBron. Some say he's better than LeBron. But Kevin Durant never faces the pressure that LeBron James does. So last night, KD has the ball, down 2, 12 seconds left. Here we go for who many of you call the best player in the world. Let's roll the tape, please.
Durant moves it across. Final seconds. Here's Thompson for the tie, and that will do it.
Now, I know everyone's going to question Steve Kerr. Should he have called a timeout? They've been in this situation plenty of times. What could you possibly draw up when you've got Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry on the floor?
Excuse me? Well, we're talking about Steve Kerr. That's funny because if LeBron James gave the ball up, would you be blaming Ty Lue or David Blatt or Mike Brown or Eric Spoelstra? The announcers. You know, it's Steve Kerr. I mean, what is Steve Kerr doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. That coach who doesn't actually play anymore and is in his 40s, maybe 50s, it's his fault. Immediately, crickets about Kevin Durant, who had a 6'5" guy switch on him. Let me give you a couple of facts last night. Kevin Durant didn't make a shot in the final 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Kevin Durant didn't take a shot in the final 3 minutes and 47 seconds. You would be crushing LeBron. Everybody would be crushing him. The first thing the announcer said, well, it's Steve Kerr's fault. This morning, I go on the internet, Steve Kerr overrated. Steve Kerr, gotta call a timeout. I can't believe what Steve Kerr did. By the way, I'm looking at these game 4 with and without Steph Curry. Without Steph Curry, the Warriors were awful last night. Look at those numbers. Field goal percentage, 46% they shot with Steph Curry. Without him, 21%. You know who the most valuable guy on this team is, right? I'm not saying the best. You know who the most valuable is. We demand that LeBron not only be the best, that he coach on the floor, that he always has the right instincts, and that it's not about the coach, and that when he's on the floor, they have to be great. Nobody's talking about this. Look at the numbers last night. He didn't make a shot for the last almost 8 minutes. He didn't take a shot for the last almost 4 minutes. And we're talking about Steve Kerr. That is the pressure of being the best dentist in town, the best lawyer in town, the most respected teacher in town, the best NBA player, the best quarterback. We put everything on your shoulders. Everything is piled on your shoulders. Kevin Durant last night had a 6'5" guy switch on him. And 7-foot Kevin Durant, hey, Klay Thompson, you take it. I'm going to go over here and watch the rest of the game on my flat screen. What? Should be the lead story today. Or at least it would be the lead story of tonight. If tonight LeBron doesn't score in the last 7:43, does not take a shot in the last 3:47, and has a 6'5" player, let's say Jaylen Brown, switch on him, trailing by 2, has the ball, 12 seconds left, and LeBron passes it off to Kyle Korver, we will destroy LeBron. I won't be able to talk about anything else. And this morning, crickets on Kevin Durant. The gap between the best player in the world, LeBron, and the second best player in the world, Kevin Durant, isn't all about basketball. It's about the expectations and the pressures we put on the king. Coming up next, I think analytics matter. I prefer manalytics over analytics. But analytics have gotten rid of the dumb guy in sports, and that part I love. 2 things last night you gotta see, and it's why I love both these guys. That's coming up next. Casper was created as a mattress with one goal in mind: deliver a great night's sleep at a value. This Memorial Day, experience Casper for yourself and transform your sleep. I did. They work nonstop, prototyping, collecting data. What's the most comfortable mattress? It's a unique combination of foams,